and welcome to another Brian's Action Figure Reviews. Today I've got a brand new Marvel Legends 2-pack. Now this one is kind of what I would call a retribution 2-pack, because these two figures originally were released single packed, and the Spider-Man, the 6-armed Spider-Man especially, got a hell of a roasting when he came out, because he had no torso articulation whatsoever and was just a bad figure in general. And he's come with this Morbius as well, which was released previously as well. Now, I do not know if Morbius has a lot more different to him. Probably not. But I do know they've fixed the torso issue on this 6-armed Spider-Man. I didn't buy him in the first place because of that. It just looked bad. So when I saw they'd sorted it, I do want a 6-armed Spider-Man. And hopefully now they will do 6-armed. They will do a re-release of Doppelganger and maybe release a deluxe Man-Spider monster creature, which would be great, because I absolutely love that from the comics and from the animated series in the 90s. So yeah, let's take a look at the box for these two figures. So here is the box for the Amazing Spider-Man and Morbius set. As you can see, there's two renders of the figures here on the front, and in the background here you can see like Spider-Man and a classic looking version of Morbius, which is really cool. It's pity his eyes don't look like that here. It does say Marvel Legends series. On the top you've got your Spider-Man logo. On the side you've got Spider-Man and Morbius figures here. On the back, shows you the accessories, only 2 hands, and of course the black cape that comes with Morbius, which you can switch out with the red, I think. I could be wrong on that. There is legalese here, and on the bottom. And on the side, you get this picture of Morbius punching out Spider-Man, which is really cool. And the arms sticking out either side there. So yeah, like, not a lot to talk about with the packaging, so let's get them out of there. So after much messing around, I finally managed to get both Morbius and the 6-armed Spider-Man up on the swingamajig to give you a quick look as they spin around in all their plastic glory. So as you can see, the Spider-Man costume is very lightly coloured actually, compared to some of the more recent ones we've seen in the line. And Morbius, of course, is a different costume to the one we got previously, but it is, of course, just a rehash of the one we got, I can't remember, maybe 3 or 4 years ago. And it looks really good. Very happy to have these two. I missed them. Well, I did miss the 6-armed Spider-Man on purpose, as I mentioned. But these two look really good. So let's get them down off the swingamajig and just see what parts and stuff they came with, and look into them in a bit more detail. So here we are with Spider-Man and Morbius down off the swingamajig. And these figures are really nice. What I love that they have gone back, listened to people's complaints about this figure, redone it, and actually gotten it right. This fella, I'm not too sure yet. So let's take a look at the accessories that come with these two figures. So with 6-armed Spider-Man, you get 2 hands. You get 2 hands. Unfortunately, that's all you get for the Spider-Man hands, and no extra hands for the skin showing parts. With Morbius, like the first release, you do get two different choices for his back, and one is like a back cape, which just clicks in at the back, and you get that look, which is kind of a bit silly, I think. But you also get this look, which is just a normal cape that comes down off his back, and that's the one I'm going to be using on him, because I'm not a big fan of the big red thing at all, and this one just looks nicer to me anyway. So with that, that's all the accessories that comes with these two figures. So firstly, I'm going to get Morbius, and look at him. Now the one thing you don't see with this figure, unless you have it in hand, is like, it looks from here, looks very plain, a white skin, black and red outfit. But if you look closely, and I don't know if the light will catch this, it will. So if you look closely, you can see all the marks, the kind of yellowy marks on his face. And they go down along onto his chest. You can probably see them better on his chest there. And it is all on his hands as well. And I presume this is like the vampire virus or whatever it is. But that is a really cool thing. And I don't think, my memory now is probably wrong, I don't think the original one had that. If I'm wrong, someone can tell me in the comments, but I can't remember seeing this amount of detail in the previous ones. But it is really good, and it really made me appreciate the figure even more. Now if I was to, now this is kind of trying to back myself up a bit here, but this is the previous Morbius release, and there's no like extra markings on this guy's face or his hands or anything. So it definitely feels like a new thing on this guy. I can't remember if like they did release this version before and I had it, but I just can't remember. But I do not remember seeing those markings on the hands before. So that is really impressive, and it's a nice little detail on an otherwise decent figure anyway. The head sculpt is really good, as you could see there when I was holding it up. You've got the red eyes, the teeth, and if you just go closer again, he really does look good. Thankfully, nothing like Jared Leto, which is always a bonus. And my love of this figure really, or this character, came from the Spider-Man animated series, which why I was surprised to see this version re-released. I thought they would do the animated series in a 2-pack with like the 6-armed Spider-Man. You'd have the hand suckers, which were nightmare fuel from the show and everything like that. Now maybe they will do it because there's a lot of different characters from that show. They could package him in with like Deborah Whitman maybe or something. But until then, I'm going to say, I'm pretty happy with this version. I had to sell him the first time round, but this is probably my favourite version over this thing anyway. They both have their place, of course. They both have from different inspirations and different artists, but the one on the left, or this side, would definitely be more favourable to me. So that is Morbius. That came out of a really nice figure. Happy to have him back in the collection. Now if we move on to Spider-Man. Again, like I was saying, they re-released this before with no cut here, so the torso was just terrible. I do like the way they've done this outfit as well. It's a lighter blue than usual, and there is like, you can feel the sculpting of the outfit here is really good. Not something I expected. There's definitely a different feel to this character, to this figure, than a lot of the Spider-Man, and it's really done nicely. I'm very, very happy with this. If they'd just done a regular Spider-Man without the arms, would say, like this, it would be really, really good. I'm sure they have, but I haven't got it. I've got the previous one, but yeah. Again, this annoys me. Red pins on a blue figure. Why not just make the pins the same color like they did in the legs? It doesn't make sense to me. Why do they do these things? But yeah, like I said with Spiral that time, like last year, Spiral was one of the figures of the year for me. And the fact that they've been able to get fully articulated arms, 6 of them into the torso, and not lose movement or anything is mightily impressive. And that continues to be the case here. You can get him into some, whoop, head just popped off. So you can get him into some crazy positions and things with extra hands. Yeah, I'm very happy with this figure in general. If I was to give this 2-pack a marking out of 10, I would definitely give it like 7.5. There is a lot to love about this pack. If you haven't had this pack before, if you haven't had either of these figures before, you would be very happy with these two, especially if you didn't have a Morbius as well. And I think a lot of the annoyance towards this pack is because they're two figures that have been re-released. Other than that, if you got them brand new and you never had them before, this would be a great pack to get. It knocks off a big Spider-Man villain and knocks off a big Spider-Man look. And yeah, sure, look, 7.5 is fair enough to me. Above average, I would call it. Yeah, so let me know what you think in the comments, guys. I'm very happy with this pack anyway. I kind of thought about it before I bought it, but I'm glad I did when I did. So yeah, let me know what you think in the comments, and hit that like button, hit that subscribe, and thanks for watching, lads. Hope you enjoyed it, and we'll see you on the next one, hopefully. Bye!